We've all seen it. That moment when someone tries just a little too hard. The Instagram post captioned with a novel of self-praise, the colleague who laughs too loudly at the boss's terrible joke, or the ex who texts you up at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. We have a word for it in the modern lexicon: thirsty. It implies a desperate, unquenchable need for validation. It's cringe-inducing, it's awkward, and according to Jon Stewart, it is the defining characteristic of the current presidency. If you tuned into The Daily Show recently, you witnessed a masterclass in cultural commentary. It wasn't just a political roast, it was a psychological dissection. The subject: President Donald Trump receiving the inaugural, and let's be honest, highly questionable, FIFA Peace Prize. The reaction? A mixture of stadium-shaking boos and one of the sharpest, most relatable insults Stewart has ever delivered. Let's talk about that thirst, the boos that drowned it out, and why this specific moment feels like a turning point in how we view the theater of modern politics. The medal, the man, and the store. The scene Stewart dissected was almost too perfect for satire. There was the president, standing at the Kennedy Center, accepting a gold medal from FIFA, an organization that is to ethics what a deep-fried Twinkie is to nutrition. Most leaders, when presented with an award, might hold it up for a photo, hand it to an aide, or place it on a podium. Not this time. In the clip Stewart rolled, the president took the medal and immediately, instinctively, placed it around his own neck. He didn't wait. He didn't hesitate. Stewart's reaction was instant and visceral. "He's so thirsty he's not even gonna bag it," Stewart quipped, leaning over the desk with that trademark mix of exhaustion and amusement. He's like, "No, I'll just wear it out of the store. No worries." It's a funny line, sure, but pause for a second and let it sink in. That specific analogy, wearing the new sneakers out of the store because you can't wait 5 minutes to show them off, strips away all the pomp and circumstance of the presidency. It reduces the commander-in-chief to an excited toddler or an insecure teenager. It highlights a profound truth that Stewart has been hammering home since his return. The pageantry isn't for us, it's for him. The policies, the rallies, the peace prizes from soccer organizations, they are hydration for a thirsty ego. And when you view the presidency through the lens of thirst, the constant need for adulation stops looking like strength and starts looking like deep, profound insecurity. The soundtrack of reality, a stadium of boos. But here is where the story gets interesting. While the president was busy wearing it out of the store at a curated event, the real world was offering a different kind of feedback. Stewart juxtaposed the gleaming gold of the FIFA ceremony with a far grittier reality: the president's appearance at the Washington Commanders' NFL game. There is no mute button in a football stadium. There are no carefully selected attendees who signed loyalty pledges. There is just the raw, unfiltered voice of the American public. And when the president appeared on the Jumbotron, the sound wasn't the polite applause of a gala, it was a guttural, overwhelming chorus of boos. The contrast is jarring. On one screen, you have a man draping himself in gold, desperate to be seen as a peacemaker, a victor, a king. On the other, you have thousands of regular people, nurses, truck drivers, teachers, veterans, rejecting the performance entirely. This is the danger of thirst in leadership. When you are so focused on the appearance of popularity, on the medals and the ratings, you lose touch with the reality on the ground. You stop hearing the people you are supposed to serve because you are too busy listening for the applause you think you deserve. The boos at the Commanders' game weren't just about policy. They were a visceral reaction to inauthenticity. People can smell thirsty from a mile away. We know when we are being played. We know when a leader is more interested in the photo op than the job, and nothing triggers a crowd's rejection faster than the realization that they are just props in someone else's vanity project. Why thirsty is the ultimate insult. Why did Stewart's comment sting so much? Why is it circulating in group chats and on Twitter feeds with such velocity? Because thirsty is relatable. We have all dealt with thirsty people in our lives. We know that specific energy, the sucking sound of someone who needs you to tell them they are great, over and over again, it's exhausting. When we see it in our leaders, it's not just annoying, it's alarming. We want leaders who are full, people who are self-assured, grounded, and satisfied enough with themselves that they can focus on us. A leader who is thirsty is a leader who can be manipulated. If you need flattery that badly, you will do anything to get it. You will take a fake award from FIFA. You will surround yourself with yes men. You will govern for the applause, not the outcome. Stewart's genius lies in taking a high-level political failure and translating it into a social dynamic we all understand. He didn't call the president a tyrant or a fascist in that moment, though he has explored those themes elsewhere. He called him the guy who wears the new shirt out of the store because he needs someone to compliment him right now. It makes the powerful seem small, and right now, that is exactly the perspective we need. The Great Disconnect. This tale of two screens, the gold medal versus the stadium boos, illustrates the great disconnect of our time. There is the version of America that exists in the thirsty bubble, a place of constant winning, beautiful awards, and adoring crowds, even if they have to be AI-generated or imported. Then there is the version of America where the rest of us live, the America of $72 Taco Bell orders, another Stewart zinger, of political fatigue, of skepticism. In this America, we aren't handing out medals. We are asking tough questions. We are booing when we feel ignored. Jon Stewart isn't just making jokes, he's acting as a bridge between these two worlds. He's pointing at the bubble, popping it with a sharp needle of wit, and saying, "Hey, look at this. This isn't normal. This is desperate. Don't just watch, engage." It's easy to laugh at the thirsty comments and move on. It's easy to watch the clips of the boos and feel a fleeting sense of schadenfreude. But if we stop there, we miss the point. The thirst for validation will continue as long as it works. As long as we allow politics to be treated like a reality TV show, we will get reality TV stars who care more about their ratings than their responsibilities. We need to be the ones who demand substance over thirst. We need to be the crowd at the stadium, not the sycophants at the gala. We need to value authenticity, humility, and actual results. So here's the question for you. Are you watching the show, or are you looking at the reality? If you're tired of the performance, if you're exhausted by the thirst and ready for a conversation that's actually hydrated with truth, you're in the right place. We're building a community here that values the uncomfortable reality over the comfortable lie. Join us. Don't just scroll past. Subscribe to our newsletter today. We dig past the headlines, ignore the shiny medals, and get straight to what matters. Let's leave the thirst to the politicians and keep the real talk for us. Enjoyed this take? Share it with a friend who appreciates a good reality check. Let's keep the conversation going.